What if the greatest health crisis of our time was predicted 80 years ago by cats? Dr. Pottinger's study wasn't about raw versus cooked food. It was a warning about feeding any species the wrong diet, and humans are proving him right. Hey everyone, my name is Mark Bates. I'm a metabolic health coach, and this is my video on Pottinger's cats who predicted our health crisis. Okay, if you haven't heard of Pottinger cats before, you're going to learn a lot more about them. Let's get into it. So, most people get Pottinger's cats completely wrong. They hear about the famous 10-year study and immediately think raw food good, cooked food bad. But that misses the profound lesson that predicted our modern health collapse. Dr. Francis Marion Pottinger Jr. wasn't proving that cooking destroys health. He was documenting what happens when you feed a species foods incompatible with its evolutionary design. The real revelation? We're witnessing the same transgenerational decline in humans today. Let's talk about the evolutionary divide. Cats are obligate carnivores with the stomach pH levels of between 2 and 3. They evolved to thrive on raw prey, lacking the digestive adaptations for cooked foods. Humans, on the other side, tell a completely different story entirely. We possess one of the most acidic gastric environments in the animal kingdom, with pH levels between 1.5 and 2. This acidity is strong enough to dissolve metal and completely denatures proteins whether they start raw or cooked. Our digestive system represents 1.5 million years of evolutionary specialization for cooked foods. The liver produces bile, the pancreas secretes lipase, and our small intestine efficiently absorbs nutrients from cooked animal fats and proteins. This level of gastric acidity requires enormous energy to maintain. Evolution doesn't waste resources on unnecessary adaptations. So, what did Pottinger actually discover? Well, between 1932 and 1942, Pottinger meticulously tracked nearly 900 cats across 4 generations. The experimental design was elegantly simple. Control groups received raw meat, raw milk, and cod liver oil. Experimental groups got various combinations of cooked meat, pasteurized milk, and processed foods. The results were systematically documented and increasingly catastrophic. First generation cats developed degenerative diseases late in life. Males became docile with narrowed faces and sweet expressions. Females grew aggressive and masculine. Second generation cats showed accelerated decline. Diseases appeared in midlife. Reproductive problems intensified, and calcium content in bones dropped to just 10% of normal levels. By 16 weeks, second generation raw food kittens averaged 2,000 grams, while cooked meat animals weighed about only 1,600 grams. Third generation cats experienced what Pottinger described as architectural disasters. Skeletal deformities, collapsed dental arches, crowded teeth, and severe reproductive failure marked this generation. Many kittens were born dead or severely weakened. Surviving cats often couldn't reproduce at all. The fourth generation never existed. Complete reproductive failure ended every processed food lineage. The missing piece was taurine. The mechanism behind this collapse reveals why species-specific nutrition matters so profoundly. Cats require taurine, an essential amino acid that degrades rapidly under heat. Cooking destroys this critical nutrient, creating a deficiency that cascades across generations. But taurine deficiency was just the beginning. Processed diets also lacked fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, and K2, plus essential minerals like calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. These deficiencies impaired bone mineralization, dental development, and immune function and reproductive capacity. Each generation inherited compromised gene expression patterns, amplifying the damage. The human parallel. We're not seeing taurine deficiency in humans, we're seeing something far more insidious. Ultra-processed foods strip away nutrients while introducing industrial chemicals, refined sugars, and inflammatory seed oils. These products diverge so dramatically from our evolutionary diet that they trigger similar transgeneration decline. The evidence is mounting rapidly. Modern health data reveals a disturbing pattern. The greatest generation developed chronic diseases later in life. Baby boomers experienced earlier metabolic dysfunction. Millennials show unprecedented rates of anxiety, depression, and autoimmune diseases, and fertility problems at younger ages. 41% of Gen Z and 36% of millennials report significant mental health struggles compared to just 21% of adults over 45. Cancer rates tell an even starker story. Incident rates for 8 cancers have increased with each birth cohort since 1920. Pancreatic, kidney, and small intestinal cancers show rates 2 or 3 times higher than in the 1990 birth cohort compared to those born in 1955. We're witnessing Pottinger cats in human form. The epigenetic mechanism. The transgenerational effects operate through epigenetic programming rather than genetic mutation. A grandmother's ultra-processed diet creates chronic inflammation and metabolic stress. This triggers changes in DNA methylation patterns and microRNA expression that affect stress response systems and immune regulation. These modifications can program a developing fetus's hypothalamic and pituitary adrenal axis, leading to heightened anxiety and altered stress reactivity in grandchildren. Maternal nutrient depletion during pregnancy and lactation compounds the problem. Each generation starts life at a nutritional disadvantage with compromised gene expression patterns inherited from previous generations. The effects cascade through mitochondrial dysfunction, gut dysbiosis, and immune system hyperactivity. Modern humans exhibit narrowed faces, crowded teeth, and collapsed dental arches, remarkably similar to Pottinger's processed food cats. The optimistic truth, though, about reversal. Here's where the story takes a hopeful turn. Unlike genetic mutations, epigenetic modifications are reversible. Nutrients and bioactive food components can alter DNA methylation status, histone modifications, and chromatin remodeling. Research shows that healing can begin with a single generation of optimal nutrition, while complete reversal of transgenerational damage may require multiple generations. The body's repair mechanisms allow for rapid positive adaptation when provided with appropriate nutrients. This means your dietary choices today directly influence not just your health, but the genetic expression patterns you pass to your children and grandchildren. So keep that in mind. There's a practical hierarchy here. Understanding Pottinger's true lesson creates a clear action plan for families. First priority, eliminate ultra-processed foods. These products cause the same nutritional incompatibility in humans that cooked foods cause in cats. Remove refined sugars, industrial seed oils, and synthetic additives from your family's diet. Second, restore fat-soluble vitamins and minerals. Focus on vitamins A, D, and K2, plus calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. These nutrients are critical for bone health, dental development, and reproductive function across generations. Third, prioritize protein quality. Emphasize animal-based proteins rich in essential amino acids. These support tissue repair, immune function, and proper development. Fourth, use gentle cooking methods. Steaming, slow cooking, and grilling preserve nutrient integrity while making foods more digestible for human physiology. Okay? And fifth, avoid common healthy foods that work against you. Grains and legumes contain anti-nutrients that impair mineral absorption. Vegetable seed oils promote inflammation. Low-fat dairy products lack essential nutrients found in traditional full-fat versions. So we're talking about breaking the cycle here. Pottinger's cats reveal a fundamental truth about nutrition that extends far beyond any single species. When you feed any organism foods incompatible with its evolutionary design, health deteriorates progressively across generations until reproductive failure ends the lineage. For cats, the incompatible foods were cooked and processed. For humans, the threat comes from ultra-processed products that bear little resemblance to the whole foods our ancestors consumed for millennia. The encouraging reality is that humans possess remarkable capacity for healing and regeneration. Unlike Pottinger's cats, we can consciously choose to break the cycle of transgenerational decline. Every meal represents an opportunity to program better health for your descendants. The question isn't whether cooking destroys nutrition. The question is whether you'll choose foods that align with your evolutionary blueprint or continue feeding your family products from industrial laboratories. Pottinger's cats couldn't make that choice. You can. All right. Everyone, thanks for getting this far. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment or any questions you have in the appropriate section. This is a community we're building. We're here to answer your questions. If there's something you want me to cover in a later video, please let me know in the comments. We'll get right to it. Put it on the schedule for you. And as always, if you haven't done so, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with a friend. It helps the channel a great deal. I'm going to thank you for that in advance, and it helps a lot of other people. Thank you so much. Have a great day.